different worlds to a better wonder to behold. No poverty, zero hunger for the elderly or younger. Good health and well-being, good education, empowering women to become sensation. Clean water, sanitation is a right of every nation. Economic growth inclusive and sustained through industry innovation and purely dedication. Yeah, infrastructure be gain. Reduce inequality for sure. Make human settlements secure. Take urgent actions to combat climate change. Conserve life below water and land. Ensure we do not estrange. Justice for all, a peaceful and empathetic nations. Let us all partner to achieve these goals and provide much needed salvation. Each one teach 10, no compensation. Each one teach 10, no compensation. Industry.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining in. So sorry for the delay. And so yeah, we're back today. And a very good morning, good evening, namaste, hola, bonjour, kere maid, terve, and maravan. This is Namya Joshi, your host for the day. Welcome to episode 104 of the podcast, Each One Teach 10, an amazing world of STEM, an inspiring venture where we'll be discussing that STEM is part of every day for every kid. We all will learn together how to build a STEM culture. Today, we will dive into this exciting discussion and conversation about one of my favorite topics, that is the intersection of gaming and education. And I'm reminded of how, play has always been an essential part of our lives, whether it's traditional board games or the latest online platforms. Play isn't just fun, it's a powerful learning tool. And today, I'm thrilled to have with us someone who has taken the idea to a whole new level, using gaming as a transformative tool for learning. Mr. Mikko Perälä, the principal of the School of Gaming and the founder as well, and has been at the forefront of bringing unstructured play back into children's lives, while also merging the digital and offline worlds to foster skill development. Sukelan siis tähän kiinnostavan keskusteluun ilman pitkäpuheita. Mr. Mikko, thank you for joining us today. So, how are you doing today?
Oh, hello. Hey, nice to meet you. Thanks for having me.
Amazing. It's great to have you here today as well. So let's start today's discussion with, something about you. If you could apprise the audience about how you are and what do you do.
Yeah, so School of Gaming is a company operates online. We play Minecraft with children, and we've been operating for 5 years in Finland mostly, but also doing some other pilots in other countries as well. And we believe in the power of play, and gaming is playing. And we're worried about the radical decline of play in the world in most countries. Children are put through a lot of structured learning curriculums, performing, trying to achieve a lot of things. Parents put them to different hobbies that are also structured as well, the similar way as school is. And we see that children just don't play enough. I'm not saying playing online, but playing outside on the streets, in the parks, in the forest, outside, inside their home. The life of children has become too structured, and we believe that play is the most effective tool for learning. And in most cases, adults they should just stay out, don't intervene let children play. That's how they learn the most. And this is what we try to achieve at School of Gaming. And there are some games that are very good for that kind of learning by gaming, learning by playing, learning by doing. And even though, of course, we have a structure as well, it's try to make it as loose as possible and use games like Minecraft, where the worlds in that game are free to roam, free to create, free to use your imagination and your curiosity to come up with 100 different solutions for some challenge or problem that children find there, and not just trying to find that one single right answer, because there's always more than one. And that's what we try to create in Minecraft at School of Gaming, and also not just in Minecraft, but many other games as well.
Yeah, that is absolutely amazing that you focus on the power of play and how, children can use gaming and play games not just, online, but also engage in playing games offline as well. So, if you could, start by sharing the story like behind the School of Gaming, like what exactly was that aha moment that inspired you to create this platform that uses gaming as a tool for learning?
Sure. We our company comes from Finland, and there's of course a lot of influence from the Finnish educational system and Finnish youth work. And Finland has always been quite advanced in what comes to using digital devices and digital means to do uh, training or education or work with children and youth. So already in the 80s, you can read a lot about what we call digital youth work, and which then grew up to be what you can call game-based learning methods. And I came across to these methods some years ago when I was running my sports club, my football club in north of Finland, and wanted to bring some other activities for children. And I know I'm a big gamer myself, of course, and I have followed the rise of esports lately. And I thought that maybe we should start in esports operations next to the club. But back then, that's 5, 6, 7 years ago, I then also at the same time started to learn more about game-based learning, and grew interested in games like Minecraft to use as well. And I noticed that children actually like that, and there's not necessarily competing against each other, but working together, which is great for collaboration, communication. Then Minecraft is like I said, an empty canvas, so creativity and critical thinking kind of came automatically. And I thought that these are exactly the skills that I want to teach. I want young people to learn, because again, we don't know where we're going to be in 10 years in terms of professions and jobs, but these are the skills that never go out of fashion. So these are the skills that parents should make sure that their children are learning.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that. You talked about your inspiration for School of Gaming stemmed from the Finland's robust educational system, and of course the influence from the Finnish youth work, particularly the growing digitalization and digital youth work activities. You rightly mentioned, like several years ago, while running a football club, you sought to diversify the activities offered by introducing maybe esports, but then you also you know started discovering and exploring about game-based learning methods more deeply. And of course, Minecraft in particular, which I too love a lot, captured your attention due to its collaborative nature, where students, rather than competing, they're able to work together in different environments. Like you said, it's an open canvas that allowed students to, gain more skills. And of course, it helped you to impart skills to young people as well, so that it aligns with the vision of how gaming can be used as a powerful tool for education as well as skill development. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts on that. Right. So we know that play is increasingly disappearing as well in today's structured world. So, in your experience, why is unstructured play so important for development? And how does the School of Gaming incorporate this into its programs?
Uh, well, I mean, there's a lot of research on the subject. How what I explained in the beginning, how children do not have time to play, parents don't have time to play, and children sometimes some of them cannot even play. They are not used to play because their parents are putting them through such a rigorous educational model right from the start, especially in some countries. Uh, and it's like a great research done by Lego Foundation and few other bigger parties that have been studying this, and and we see a radical decline in that. But maybe bigger reason is how we are building our societies as a whole. We do not have places where this play can take place, right? Urban areas are designed for cars so that people can drive from one place to another. They're not designed for people. Even funny, well, it's not so funny, but play parks, playgrounds are actually an invention of automobile industry. They wanted to get children out of the roads, and they started building playgrounds, kind of imprisonments for children, so that they are not on the way. So this is not a mm, uh, just a recent years phenomenon. This has been going on for a long time, and we can see how generations, if we go back in generations, how big the radius of a young person was, where he or she used to roam back in 60s or back in the 50s or back in the 80s when I was growing up. It was kilometers and kilometers. We could roam around freely, go wherever we wanted, by bicycle, by foot, and parents were not worried about it. And one research from UK says that children live their whole childhood approximately within 3 to 5 meters from their parents nowadays, and they are taken to school by car by their parent. They are picked up by their parent. So there is no room for unstructured free play, and they fill the calendars of the children after school activities. There are extracurricular activities. They prepare children for a higher education, and parents meanwhile they want the children exactly to learn these skills of the future, and they think they can buy these from various places, but in the end just a regular normal play would probably teach these skills, the very same skills, much better than any other structured activity.
I
So
agree, absolutely. Yep,
this is why
please
it's
go ahead.
very important.
True.
And how do we incorporate this? Well, we'd like to we like to bring, of course, like we are a hobby provider as well, but like said, we are not building structures for children to do or to achieve or to perform while they are at School of Gaming. We are bringing them uh, maybe kind of frameworks where they can unleash their creativity, some challenges and problems they can solve the way they want to, and the way they interact with other children online in the same group. But we also like that the play continues also after the screens are shut. So we like to link offline plays with online games, and we hope that the games that we start online or the plays continue also offline. So trigger kind of their imagination in online in our clubs, weekly clubs, and they hope that during the week when before we meet again next week, the play continues wherever they are. And that's how we want to encourage children to play more.
Absolutely. Of course, indulging both offline and online play is important. And you emphasize the importance of unstructured play in children's development by pointing out like how different organizations like the Lego Foundation highlight a radical decline in the opportunities for free play. And you also noted that many children and parents don't simply have the time for play due to busy schedules. And in many cases, children are unable to play because of academic pressures. In urban areas, like spaces for play are shrinking, with play parks primarily serving as a way to keep children off the roads, other than fostering a true unstructured play for them. And for a long time, there has been little room for children to engage in free play because the parents are very controlling and they want their entire schedules to be in their hands. And many also believe that this will get them the essential skills, but they are actually neglecting the normal unstructured play in the environment. And of course, you at School of Gaming, you're reintroducing this kind of play by giving children the freedom to explore, imagine, and of course, learn without any rigid boundaries. So that is amazing.
That's
Yep.
right.
True. So, you rightly mentioned that you combine popular online games with offline play. Can you walk us through how these two modes of learning complement each other more deeply and how they contribute to skill development in the children?
Well, I mean, the way we started, how we started to notice things, because we are, I am not a pedagogy expert from by my background. I'm a computer engineer myself, and I didn't start School of Gaming many years ago that hey, now there is a room for children do not play enough, and now I will implement this methodology, and then we will make them play more, and we solve all these problems. Startups usually don't work like that. So when you start up something, you realize that okay, maybe this works if there's there's a problem, like parents are worried about their child's uh, safety online. So that was maybe one of the bigger reasons why I started things I knew that people, parents close to me, are always concerned like what do their children do when they are online, whom do they play with, who are these people that they gather uh, with together to play some game. And I thought that maybe maybe there could be a structure that you bring people together, you know who they are, you know their parents, and then there's an adult present and playing together with the children. So it was not that we started with a pedagogical methodology in the first place, but this has come much later as we've gone through. Already organizing Minecraft clubs online has been successful without advertising any that skill development that takes place. Plus, the skill development is very difficult to measure in when you are talking about communication, creativity, critical thinking. How do you measure these skills? Emotional skills. How do you measure whether a child has developed their emotional skills? That's very difficult, but we are working on that as well, how to measure that. And I think in the future, artificial intelligence can help us there. But the very core is the worry and the concern that parents have for their children's online safety. And that's how we got started, and that's why Finnish parents, Nordic parents have been very uh, grateful for the service. Then we started organizing also online camps during holidays, like summer holidays and winter holidays. So we thought that okay, schools are out, we could organize something. And then we had more time to think about the program that we would run on the camps. So we made a big kind of a brochure that we shipped out to all the participants, and it came with ideas how to prepare yourself to the Minecraft camp that was going to take place. We had various kinds of Minecraft themed camps, and between the online session that we had each day, so between these days we had offline tasks that children could do that would then take the story of the camp forward the next day that we would meet again online. So that was the kind of when we presented offline plays and combined it with online games, and this has been really successful. The kind of feedback that we get from parents and the children about our camps was so great that we then decided that okay, we should start implementing this on our weekly uh, clubs, weekly sessions as well. And
Indeed.
it's not based on any high research paper from any pedagogical institutions. No, it's based on our empiric experiences. And this is what children love. They like it, and that's why we do it. And the parents currently are the eyes and ears. They notice the difference. They report to us that hey, we see a big difference in the way that our child has developed these skills, and how she or he has grown.
Indeed, of course. And I rightfully agree to that point that personal experience, of course, is, of course, going to help a lot, not the pedagogical experiences. And you explained that combining online games with offline play is essential for creating a safe and supportive learning environment for children. Because one key aspect, of course, in any implementation of any strategy in learning is ensuring the safety of children online, especially regarding who they are playing with. So when you bring the children together physically in camps, or parents can be assured that they know the children who they are interacting with, and this blend of online and offline interaction is evident in their Minecraft clubs as well, like you said, where children develop essential skills such as 4Cs, critical thinking, communication, collaboration, creativity, while also moving forward, we can reduce it to modern tools like AI as well. So the synergy between these two modes of learning, like you said, the parents themselves agree to the point that the children have developed more holistically, and it has helped them to grow more socially and intellectually as well. So amazing. Thank you for sharing how it can be done. Right, so I have a fun question for you, and I'll try to read it out in Finnish. Jos sinun pitäisi syödä yksi ruokalai päivittäin loppuelämäsi ajan, mikä se olisi?
Do you want me to answer in Finnish or in English?
Well, I'll try to understand, but I don't think the audience will, so maybe in English.
Well, there's one very typical Finnish dish that I actually eat almost every day, and I probably will be eating it almost every day for the rest of my life, and it is oatmeal or porridge made out of oats, and I put Finnish wild berries that I pick from the forests, and I during winter there, of course, I'm there in my freezer, so I put several different types of berries in the porridge, and then the hot porridge on top of it so that they melt there, and then this is what I have almost every day as breakfast. So I would and my answer would be oatmeal porridge.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. And I remember when I came to Finland, we went to a walk in the Pyhähaki National Park. So there were small wild berries that were growing. And like, of course, in during the lunchtime, we used to get berries served to us. Like there were mix of blueberries and raspberries. So I think
Yeah.
they were quite delicious. And maybe I would kind of choose to have fruits, especially the berries, if I could, for the rest of my life. They're quite delicious. So maybe raspberries and blueberries.
Yes, yeah. Berries are the best thing in Finland, in my opinion. Well, one of them.
Yep, that's amazing. Thank you for answering that. Well, you shared a lot about how you're incorporating offline and online gaming in School of Gaming. So as you said, you this has been a startup for you and it has become quite successful. And as an entrepreneur and risk taker, what challenges did you face when starting School of Gaming, especially in integrating gaming with education in a way that it appeals to both parents and children?
Yes, well, starting up companies is never easy. There are all kinds of challenges that come, and of course, always money is one issue when starting from zero. We have bootstrap up until now, which bootstrapping means that you don't take any outside investment money. So our service has been quite popular right from the beginning, but maybe the biggest challenges has been for me personally is that before I have not been working in sort of B2C field, meaning that my past startups that I had built and companies were business to business kind of companies and online marketing and on digital environment as a channel to directly to customers wasn't that familiar to me. But on the other hand, this is exactly why I have been enjoying the journey, learning a lot of new things that I didn't know before, and this keeps me going, and I enjoy that. But must admit that when you start, also your skills are from level zero, so it takes time to learn to be not even master but even average in it. But but it's been a nice journey. Well, I mean, gaming, it's quite, children obviously love games and gaming, and so do parents. But parents of nowadays, they have also played in the past, but the new factor is the online part, which wasn't so big in the 90s or even beginning of this millennium. So the online part is something that really concerns them, and also the media likes to write always about the negative side effects that, or negative things that happen, and we like to again be the positive ambassador of gaming. That has been one challenge, to change the mindset of parents that, hey, gaming can be a good hobby. Your child can learn useful things, and they won't become zombies when they play online games, and not necessarily that they will waste their future because they are interested in gaming. Gaming is a hobby, can be a good hobby, even better hobby than many others if done in right way. And like anything, you can do excessively, and you can drink water, and if you do drink too much water, you die. So everything has to be in moderation. But we also like to think that there's, being part of School of Gaming, we help parents and children to keep gaming in balance, in comparison, or in terms with school life and other lives, other parts of life. So that kind of mindset changing the mindset of parents has been a lot of work. So we like to think that we also educate parents as we do their children. And I would assume that in some countries this is going to be even harder challenge than it has been in Finland and in the Nordic countries. But we are up for it, so it just will take some time.
Yes, of course. I rightfully agree to that as well. And you shared like one of the biggest challenge being that, of course, it was like you said, your venture has been bootstrapped from the beginning, which is amazing. While the service became quite popular quickly, and you faced a little bit issue while transitioning from B2B to B2C, but then you initially you know understood how it can be done. Of course, the customer base wasn't familiar with the concept of gaming as a learning tool, but the process of educating them and building trust proved valuable, and you learned along the way the positive response that kept you motivated. And you were also able to reflect how in the beginning, um, your entrepreneurial skills were at a beginner level, but then when you started exploring more and more, it took time and persistence, and you started gaining more and more experience and sharpening your skills as well. And I totally relate to the fact that when you said the parents usually don't agree with the fact that gaming can be suitable for students because of a lot of media articles, and of course what people say that gaming can be distracting and students will just play and not learn. Because I find this relatable, because when I started creating game based lessons in Minecraft back in grade 6, my teachers felt a little the similar way that gaming might make them distractive, and they didn't know how to use it in the education. But the first lesson that I made in history was for Egyptian civilization, and when they saw that students were able to understand the concept from the game, because it's visual and people love to play Minecraft, so they understood how valuable gaming can be. And of
Yeah.
course, that helped the parents' perspective to change as well. And the fact that you mentioned about a country like Finland being able to agree to this fact, but there are many other countries where there are stricter policies and of course mindsets as well, which are quite apprehensive of using gaming. But if there are communities that come along together worldwide, we could change that perspective that gaming is here to stay. And of course, along with education, it could change and shape the entire education system as well as help us to grow our skills and become better individuals. So, thank you for sharing that. Right. So, my last question, coming towards the end of discussion, is that you with your adventurer's mindset, what's the next step for you and the School of Gaming? Like, are there any upcoming initiatives or expansions that you're particularly excited about?
Yes, so there's a lot of things happening at School of Gaming, and we are on a journey, and hope that we will be able to reach out to as many children as possible in all the different countries around the world. And we are now preparing our international expansion, and that means that in some years School of Gaming is providing game-based services across the world. We are hoping to be able to train a lot of game educators. Those are the instructors that that play Minecraft and other games with children online. We hope that this will be a new type of profession that people can do, and I think it will be a bigger thing in the future, being a game educator. So we are preparing a lot of material to train these game educators, because I think currently we are the only organization that trains professional game educators in the world. But children need guidance, children need adult presence online. They need role models. They need somebody to show the direction, tell them that this is how you do it, this is how you behave, this is how you act in online communities and gaming communities. So that's one thing. But our playful learning method, we're working on it. We are now, like I said, still not being able to measure the learning of these 21st century skills, but eventually we hope that with the modern technology we can also show that, hey, this is what happens when you are part of School of Gaming. Not only that the parents tell us so, that they have seen the difference, they have seen the growth, but we can also measure it in numerical values. And I think AI will be a big asset and assist in that. And we will be starting this kind of work. And hopefully able to employ a lot of new game educators, train new game educators and employ them, and then get hundreds and thousands of new kids, and we call them gamers. So new gamers enroll them on our weekly clubs and holiday camps and other events that we do. So all around the world.
Yep, of course, looking forward to that. And you're excited about the future of gaming that can be seen. And of course, with the plans to reach to more students on international scale, make them the gamers, and working on expanding your game-based services to new regions, new countries, aiming to make their education model more accessible to global audience, and additionally focusing on how we can train more game educators and establish a game education system that can be recognized as a profession as well. And you're particularly enthusiastic about creating a new generation of educators who can harness this power of gaming to enhance learning and to make this innovative approach more widespread. And of course, focusing on skill enhancement and focusing on how we can, make students more aware about game-based learning at the same time of digital citizenship as well. So they're absolutely amazing thoughts, and looking forward to seeing that.
Thank you very much. And just let me know if you would like to become a game educator and Minecraft instructor at School of Gaming. So
Yeah, I would look forward to that. Is an amazing thing, and thank you so much for the opportunity. And before we end, we would love to know where we can find you online and what message would you like to give to the audience listening to you right now.
well, you can find us at our website sog.gg. That's where you can find also our weekly clubs. Most of them are still in Finnish. There's some English language clubs as well. There'll be more services for different regions during this year, but that's where you can find us. And for parents maybe listening to this, don't be so hard on your children about gaming. Uh, Gaming is actually good for you, just when you do it the right way, the School of Gaming way. And hope to see you online in our clubs.
Absolutely, we have to do it the School of Gaming way. And today's discussion highlighted the power of combining play and learning through gaming. And as you shared that in a world that's rapidly changing, unstructured play and game based learning are not just tools for fun, but also foundational aesthetics for developing the skills of tomorrow's innovators and youth. So, thank you so much for giving your time on the podcast today, Mr. Mikko. It was lovely to have you here. And I'm sure the audience has been inspired and they've gotten a clearer mindset about what exactly gaming could do to your child and how they could grow as a better individual. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you, Namya.
Thank you. And thank you everyone for joining and listening to this episode. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, each one, teach 10. Have a nice day.